It was the first time that an oil drum had washed up on the scattered pebbles of the island shore. Other items had arrived over the years: ragged shirts, bits of rope, cracked lids from plastic lunch boxes, braids of synthetic material made to resemble hair. There had been bodies too, as there was today. The length of it stretched out beside the drum, one hand reaching forward as though to indicate that they had made the journey together and did not now wish to be parted. Samuel saw the drum first, through one of the small windows as he made his way down the inside of the lighthouse tower that morning. He had to walk with care. The stone steps were ancient, worn smooth, their valleyed centres ready to trip him up. He had inserted metal handholds into those places where the cement had allowed, but the rest of the descent was done with arms outstretched, fingers brushing the rough sides in support. The drum was plastic, the blue of workers' overalls, and remained in sight, bobbing in the flow, during his hastening to the shore. The body he saw only once he arrived. He sidestepped it, walking a tight circle around the drum. It was fat as a president, without any visible cracks or punctures. He lifted it carefully. It was empty. The seal had held, yet despite being light, the thing was unwieldy. It would not be possible with his gnarled hands to grip that smooth surface and carry it across the jagged pebbles, over the boulders, and then up along the sandy track through scrub and grasses, to the headland where the cottage sat alongside the tower. Perhaps, if he fetched a rope and tied the drum to his back, he could avoid using the ancient wooden barrow, with its wheel that splintered and caught on the craggy beach, often overturning as a result of its own weight. Yes, carrying the drum on his back would be the best option. Afterwards, in the yard, he would hunt out the old hacksaw that lived amongst sacking and rotting planks. He would rub the dust from the blade, sharpen it as best he could, and saw the top off the drum, then place it in an outside corner of the cottage where the guttering overflowed, so that it could catch rainwater for use in his vegetable garden. Samuel let the drum fall. It lurched on the uneven surface, thudding against the arm of the corpse. He had forgotten about that. He sighed. All day it would take him to dispose of the body. All day. First moving it, then the burial, which was impossible anyway on the rocky island with its thin layer of sand. The only option was to cover it with stones, as he had done with others in the past. Yet it was such a large body. Not in breadth, but in its length. Twice as long as the drum, as though the swell and ebb of the sea had mangled it into this unnatural, elongated form. The arms were strong, disproportionate to the naked torso's knuckled spine and sharp ribs. Small, fine black curls formed patches on each shoulder blade, and more coloured the base of the back where it met his grey denim shorts. The same curls, too small for a man of his size, grew on his legs and toes, across his forearms and between the joins of his fingers. They unsettled Samuel. They were the hairs of a newborn animal, or of a baby who had stayed too long in the womb. What had the sea birthed here on these stones? Already as the mid-morning sun was rising, the curls were silvering with salt crystals. His hair, too, was grey where sand had settled in it. Grains adhered to the only portion of the man's face that was visible, part of his forehead, a closed eye. The rest of the face was pressed into his shoulder. Samuel tutted. That would have to wait. First he would tend to the drum, then next morning, if the body hadn't drifted back into the sea, he would have to break some of the island's rocks, creating enough pieces to cover it.